Hellbound Season 1 solved one of its biggest mysteries in the third episode, but the reveal was so subtle that it easily could have gone unnoticed. The hit Netflix original horror K-drama returned for a second season with even more mysteries to add to the puzzle. The series, which was adapted from Yun Sang-ho's webtoon, received critical acclaim and became one of the best horror K-dramas on Netflix. When Hellbound Season 1 concluded, left quite a lot open to speculation when it comes to the show's supernatural creatures. In Hellbound, individuals receive a decree from an angel that tells them the date and time of their death. The series sprinkles clues about the supernatural beings throughout its episodes without explaining what they really are, their purpose, or where they come from. When the show was renewed for a second season, there was an expectation that some of the biggest mysteries from Season 1 would be solved. Instead, Hellbound Season 2 left more questions unanswered. But as for why monsters attack people, the answer to this one wasn't needed in Season 2, as it had already been provided. Detective Jin Kyung-hun figured out that Jinsu was lying about why the monsters were attacking people. The new truth doctrine was a lie. In Hellbound Season 1, the world was upended when 3 hulking monsters began to attack people and take them to hell. After a person received a prophecy, they were incinerated by creatures that came from hell on their appointed day of judgment. Since no one knew while the rest of the world believed Jinsu about the reason why the demons were dragging people to hell, Detective Jin Kyung-hun knew he was lying. Jinsu had indoctrinated Kyung-hun's daughter, Hee-jung, into his cult, so he was motivated to prove that there was something wrong with what Jinsu was telling people. Kyung-hun figured out that when the angels gave out the decree, they didn't mention that the people who were being sentenced to hell because they were sinners. They simply told the characters their fate without revealing the reason why they were chosen. Kyung-hun's deduction proved that the demon attacks were random. Kyung-hun confronted Jinsu with his theory about the monster attacks. Jinsu, to his credit, didn't dispute what Kyung-hun had discovered. He admitted that he actually had no idea why some people were bound for hell while others weren't. He made up the new truth doctrine so he could understand why the angels had decided that he was going to be subjected to the demonstration. Hellbound has yet to reveal why the angels are really sentencing people. The angels' purpose is still a mystery. Angels in Hellbound Season 2, Episode 6. When Hellbound Season 1 ended, there were still a lot of unanswered questions about the supernatural beings featured in the show. While the origins of the demons was revealed in Hellbound Season 2, the reason the angels were sentencing people to hell is still a mystery. The angels were perceived as messengers of God who were sent to help cleanse the world of sinners. However, that theory is yet to be proved. Since the finale of Hellbound Season 2 revealed that the demons were taking people to hell to signal the end of the world, the same could be true for the angels after all. For a character to be taken to hell, they first have to receive the decree. So, it's entirely plausible that angels are helping the monsters in their mission of annihilating the human race. The resurrections that happened in Hellbound show that it's possible for the angels to have once been human, seeing that Jinsu transformed into an executor when he was brought back to life. It's still unclear if Hellbound will be renewed for a third season. So, there's a chance that the angels' real purpose will remain unclear. Baby Tuffy's survival proved that the new truth lied about the demon attacks. The new truth wanted to control what people believed about the executors. Most of the characters in Hellbound that received the decree were adults, except for Tuffy, who was sentenced to hell when she was only a few days old. When the new truth discovered that a baby had been visited by an angel, they tried to keep it a secret because it would call into question their doctrine. The fact that a baby who had no concept of sin received the decree showed that the new truth doctrine was made up. While the belief that only sinners went to hell worked for adults, it didn't apply to Tuffy because she hadn't lived long enough to sin. When the day of her demonstration arrived, Tuffy's parents sacrificed themselves, and she survived, further proving that the new truth had lied about the demon attacks. However, Hellbound Season 2 revealed that Tuffy didn't actually survive her demonstration. The demons did kill her, but she was resurrected immediately. Tuffy's resurrection in Hellbound shows that no one can survive after they are sentenced to hell. The mystery behind the executors' attacks makes Hellbound better. The executors were once human. Hellbound Season 1 ended on a cliffhanger and didn't reveal why the executors were taking people to hell, thereby setting the show up for a second season. While it was frustrating that Hellbound Season 1 didn't explain the origins of the executors, it ended up making the show better. If all the mysteries were solved in the show's first season, then Hellbound Season 2 would have had much lower stakes. What makes Hellbound such a great show is because audiences know as little about the supernatural beings in the series as the characters. Even though Hellbound Season 2 showed that the resurrected ones could be transformed into monsters, it still didn't reveal why Jinsu became an executor and Jongjae didn't. It's possible that the reason he transformed into an executor is that Jinsu didn't really change after being resurrected. He basically came back with the same beliefs. Zhongjie, on the other hand, had become a better person after being in hell. So maybe the executors really were sent by God to teach humans how to be better. A cosmic supernatural horror like Hellbound isn't meant to answer every question that audiences might have. Instead, the point of Hellbound is to show how humans react to unknown events. The new truth was able to convince people that only sinners were receiving the decree because they didn't understand the supernatural events that were happening. So, religion became their go-to answer. If people looked closer at the new truth doctrine, they would have been able to discover that it had some holes in it. His was happening. They adopted Jinsu's new Truth Society doctrine, which dictated that only sinners were being attacked by monsters. He preached that people needed to repent if they didn't want to go to hell.